Peace and power, brothers and sisters. It's Reverend Lucius Conway, your candidate, write-in candidate, for the Board of Police Commissioners for District 2 this November 4th. Giving you an update on my reaction from yesterday to the fiasco of a meeting. Anyway, there was all this back and forth about an SOP, the Standard Operating Procedure, which Chief Christopher Warfield could not provide, or so said he could not provide it. So I put something together for the good Commissioner Bernard, because I'm not about waiting until the election and I get in office to do what I know how to do. So I emailed her, Honorable Commissioner Bernard, here's a draft of something you might find useful in posting the SOPs that seem so elusive in today's meeting. Respectfully, Reverend Lucius Conway. Okay, so it's just a one-page gizmo that she can use. Well, actually, it's 2 pages because I have the actual SOP sources at the back. See? Those are the SOPs. See? Those are the SOPs. All right, so I provide some, context for people visiting the website. Citizen Complaint Process Overview. How to file a complaint against a Detroit police officer. The Detroit Board of Police Commissioners provides civilian oversight of the Detroit Police Department. If you believe an officer acted improperly, you have the right to file a complaint. What you can file a complaint about: use of excessive force, verbal abuse or threats, biased policing or discrimination, improper searches or arrest, retaliation or harassment, officer-involved shootings, any other non-criminal misconduct. Where to file a complaint: in person at the office of the chief investigator, not at your local precinct. See, and a lot of people don't know that because this information hasn't been out there. Currently isn't out there as far as I know, because I don't know if Commissioner Bernard had it posted. Online at the BOPC complaint form, by phone, and I provide the phone number, or by email, and has a link for the phone number that's just above it. Okay, so I want to give you a closer view of it. I hope it's not inverted, and you can kind of read what's on it as what I'm suggesting be put on the website. Complaint process at a glance. So this would tell the public what the complaint process is. So a complaint process at a glance. Complaint is received and logged in the citizen's complaint record. Cases classified and assigned to an OCI investigator. Evidence is gathered through interviews, reports, and body cam review. We're going to talk about body cam review in a second. Investigator drafts a findings report. Report is reviewed by OCI leadership and sent to the Board of Police Commissioners. If sustained, disciplinary recommendations go to DPD Internal Affairs. And additionally, key SOPs guiding the process is the DPD Directive 102.6, Citizens Complaint, DPD Directive 102.4, Discipline Misconduct Investigations, DPD Directive 304.2, Use of Force, Special Order 22-57, Section 201.11, Use of Force Reporting, Special Order 2422, 205.11, Officer-Involved Shooting Investigation. And then at the bottom, for more transparency, visit OCI Public Dashboard or attend a BOPC community meeting. And on the site, I've got links to the SOPs over here. Okay. So those SOPs come directly from, this is bringing us to the body cams. The SOPs come from the city charter is one of the governing documents, as well as the Board of Police Commissioner document. So let's start here. BOC approved directive, Board of Police Commissioners approved directive 304.6 regarding the body cams. Now, you know, in our outline of the process at a glance, body cams are supposed to be reviewed with every complaint. Let it sink in. Body cams are supposed to be reviewed with every complaint. Keep that in mind. And when I say supposed to be, I mean they're mandated. That means you have to use them. That's what must, M-U-S-T, means. You must. It's not a debatable subject. But follow me here. Just for a little while. I'll be out of here in a few more minutes. Body worn camera policy. Now, all of this is attached to charter, statutory law. Okay? This is not like subject to opinion. This is law. This is what has to happen under the law, or legal repercussions can ensue. You, as a citizen, can sue the Board of Police Commissioners in the city of Detroit. Okay? Because these cops are not wearing these, and the body responsible for them wearing it is not exercising the oversight the charter says that they have to exercise in order to make sure that this stuff happens. Okay? And which is what I told them. You're opening yourself up to a lawsuit. Body-worn camera policy. Okay? All sworn members at BWC, body-worn camera-equipped commands with any citizen contact must, this is statutory law, must wear and activate their body-worn camera prior to and throughout significant contacts. Calls for service, vehicle stops, searches, and arrests, body cams have to be on. They also, at the start of each shift, must record a verbal audio-visual check giving their name, badge number, date, and time on that camera. The body cam has to be on their chest, between their waist and their neck. Even if a citizen objects, they are not to stop that body cam. Failure to activate their body cams or deactivate it without justification are subject to disciplinary action. May be subject to disciplinary action. A violation of the body-worn camera restriction is deemed serious in nature. We're talking statutory law here. And may result in progressive discipline, including termination from the Detroit Police Department. The Oversight, the Board of Police Commissioners' oversight and presumption of misconduct. The board, if there is no body camera footage to refute a complaint, the commission may presume officer misconduct. This policy gives the Board of Police Commissioners authority to infer a violation of procedure and recommend discipline whenever an officer's body-worn camera is off or absent during a citizen complaint incident. Any unapproved deactivation or failure to record triggers disciplinary proceedings up to termination. Any unapproved deactivation or failure to record triggers disciplinary proceedings. So all these times the cops, there's no body cam footage, etc. There's supposed to be a disciplinary hearing. Every time. I'm going to tell you when it happened. You may not remember, November of 2022, Kezia Miller was shot and killed by a police officer. You may not remember Sergeant Marvin Anthony. And when he shot Kezia Miller, his camera wasn't on. And so, the Chief White recommended suspension without pay. The board of police commissioners back in 23 did what they just did from the post I just gave you, where the 21-year-old cop was playing with his taser, shooting at his 10-year-old nephew, and he was suspended, and the chief wanted to suspend without pay, and the board of commissioners said, no, let him keep his money. So he's on a paid leave. He's on vacation. Well, this isn't new for the Board of Police Commissioners. They did the same thing when Sergeant Marvin Anthony killed this person and didn't have his camera on. They did the same thing. Suspended with pay. That's cronyism. Some wrong. Somebody needs to be investigated on the Board of Police Commissioners. That's why there should be no cops, no cop sensibilities on that board. And with Mayor Duggan's plants, because he gets to pick 4, why does he get to pick 4? When we do our city council election, we do at-large elections. He don't get to appoint special city council members. So why does he get to appoint 4 board members? What idiot said yes to that? Okay. Things that have been done can be undone. There's things called repealing laws, etc. It can be done. You just need somebody in there with the determination to do it, or really somebody with the determination to do it. Look out, here I come, ready or not. Okay, so all of this Board of Police Commissioners voting down unpaid suspensions, and so what's the cop's punishment? Because he's getting the same thing he would get if he was on sick leave or if he was on vacation. He's getting the very same thing he would be getting then. That's a reward! That's idiocy. It's idiocy. Okay, the board's Office of the Chief Investigator, this is Christopher Warfield. His name is Christopher Warfield. Has sustained multiple citizen complaints alleging officers failed to record required interactions, which means the Office of the Chief Investigator has on numerous, multiple, many, and most occasions indicated they ain't using the cameras. Despite the fact that there's a mandate, they ain't using the cameras. And so, the chief has reportedly set aside any punishment based solely on the missing footage. His name is Christopher Warfield, and he's the chief investigator, and you need to be trying to get him fired because he's a paid employee hired by the Board of Police Commissioners who first served on the Board of Police Commissioners until he could get hired in by the Board of Police Commissioners so he could collect the salary. Ain't nobody dumb. While y'all playing politics and back office stuff, all this stuff is available to anybody who can think, and baby, I think. You better call somebody at the city and state of New York and ask them, have you ever heard of Lucius Conway? I said call somebody at New York City Hall and call somebody in the governor's office and ask them in New York, have you ever heard of Lucius Conway? And see what answer you get. I'm coming for you. You better get right. Church, we going home. Departmental corrective action. Those who are found not using their body cameras are subject to corrective action. However, no individual officers or specific corrective measures such as reprimands or suspensions without pay beyond the Anthony case in 2022 has ever publicly been known. Not a reprimand, not a suspension without pay, not a termination. They ain't using the cameras, and they're not suffering any repercussions for not using the cameras. Despite it's on the books, they've got to use the cameras or suffer reprimand, suspension, or termination. And that's the Oversight Board's job. Why aren't they doing it? Who paying them off and who getting paid off? And how they paying them off, don't get me started. You know, I'm an investigator. I will check some records, and I will find out, and I'm going to report back to y'all. So this high-profile case was the exception. And even though Marvin Anthony, Sergeant Marvin Anthony got suspended, he got suspended with pay. Just like Caleb Williams, the young man, 21-year-old cop with the taser and his 10-year-old nephew, suspended with pay. Charged with felonies, mind you. His body cam wasn't on either. They didn't see that footage because his body cam wasn't on. But he was in full regalia. He was in uniform. But one of the family members, babies, take your videos. Take pictures, take videos. When the family members sent the video in because she was using her phone. And so the audits continue to uncover non-use, but no individual penalties. Okay? And so that body cam footage can be requested via FOIA, which is Freedom of Information Act. So, yeah, they're playing fast and loose. They've been playing fast and loose. And you know why? Ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing. And most people don't know how. And so I don't blame none of y'all. I know how. And you know what? I'm not just talking about, oh, elect me, and then I'll do something. I'm doing it now. Because even if you don't elect me, I mean justice in this city. And I mean to stop the police and all this cronyism going on between the Board of Police Commissioners and the Detroit Police Department. I mean to expose it, but not just expose it. I mean to bring some lawsuits up in the game. I'm already in the middle of one with the Detroit city of Detroit based on the Detroit Police Department violating my constitutional rights. How about I come for some more? How about I file a complaint against those officers? And how about I request footage from the body cam photo, which those officers should have been wearing, even in the station when they were interacting with me. Let's see how many of them were. Don't play with me. I'll catch up with you next time. Remember, keep hope alive, as Jesse say. Keep the faith, baby, like Congressman Adam Clay Powell used to say. And my word, here's what I say. Police accountability is not optional. It's constitutional.